at Al Auda Hospital in Nuseirat.
The Israeli military attributed the strike to a technical error.
Indonesian police are investigating 26 premium rice brands for alleged mislabeling and price gouging. The probe follows a report from the agriculture minister highlighting fraudulent practices.
Authorities aim to address consumer deception and stabilize rice prices in the market.
Hanoi, Vietnam is set to establish an innovation center to become the nation's leading scientific hub. The initiative aims to boost technological advancement and research in the capital city. Joseph Eckerson with the latest.
City officials plan to collaborate with academic institutions and tech firms to drive innovation.
Central Texas faces ongoing recovery challenges after a slow-moving storm dumped heavy rain on areas hit by deadly flooding earlier this month.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
A little sticky on the buttons.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Nothing makes me laugh. Ew. Good morning, folks. It is Monday, your least favorite day of the week, Monday, July 14th, 2025. Hope you had a great weekend. I guess I did. I don't know. But you don't really care if I had a great weekend, do you? Here's where we're at today. Stevie is no longer on the program. Unfortunately, Friday was his last day. We will miss him. But a few hours after the program, Stevie had something on his Facebook about going to get his girl. Now, going to get his girl, he hasn't talked to her in months, and he's happy to be reunited. I think he's back with his wife, which is a good thing, and I'm happy for him. Best of luck in, and you know what, I predicted it, but that's a whole other story. But it occurred to me, because I'm reading his post, and it said he hadn't heard from her in a couple months. I think what happened was, and this is, you can tell me if this is true, and Stephen would probably tell me if this is true. The wife saw that he quit the show and got himself a real job, and she's willing to take him back now. And I think that makes a lot of sense. Now, I don't know for a fact that he is back with his wife. He could be back with the AI girlfriend, but I think he's back with the wife. Whatever, he's very happy about it, and we're happy for Stephen. But this goes back to what I said originally, when the night Stephen texted, I'm getting a divorce, like 2 weeks before that, he was celebrating his anniversary, and it was all lovey-dovey. And I said at the time, she just wants you to quit the show and get a real job, which is nothing wrong with that again. I mean, we do know there were some accusations of laziness in there. But so I'm happy for Stephen. I think the show was the reason his marriage was temporarily on the rocks, and leaving the show and getting a real job. It's the reason he's back happy. Good for him. That's the way it should be. But kind of look through clear lenses. You could see what the problem is. You could see what the problem is, right? And I don't know that I'm right. I don't know that he's back with the wife, but I certainly it gives all the impression that he's back with the wife. And good for Stephen. But in his place, I think we will be having Bear Love in his place this morning. I want to start this morning by showing the booking form that we have on MindDog TV. Here it is. I don't know if you could see this very well. Let me read to you what it says here. It says, important, please do not book and then do not show up. That's for the no-shows that we've had. If you book a slot and waste it, you're taking valuable time away from someone else who appreciates the opportunity to be seen and heard. When you book, take note of the time zone. We are in New York Eastern Standard Daylight Time and Daylight Time. That means we change our clocks twice a year, but the Eastern part remains the same. The Calendly app automatically shows the time zone. Calendly is what we use to book people on the shows. And then it says, before you book, learn about the show. Meaning, what show am I freaking booking myself on? Hello? Do I know anything about it? Do I know it? Who's the host? Is there anybody else on the show? What's the format like? What do they talk about? Review at least a few minutes of a past interview so you can see if I'm a dick and you don't like me. And listen, that's quite possible that you will find that guy's a dick. I don't want to be on his show. Have a bio and photo we can use for promotion. Yeah, because most of these young performing artists, they don't have one or they don't supply one. And be ready to mark the date and time that you choose on your own calendar. After booking, you will be sent a notification to accept the invitation to a meeting that you just created. That's like immediately after you create the show, you get an invitation to accept it. And then there's also a link so you can import it into your own calendar to get a reminder for yourself. Then it says, please check your spam and junk folders and all folders. The Sunday before your scheduled appearance, you will be sent 2 emails. One from me, one from the Calendly app, and one from info@MindDog.tv, which is me, with instructions on the login link. And again, please check your spam folders and all folders. That's what it says on our booking app. Now, yesterday, I still got the dinosaur in the background there. Yesterday, after the Rev show, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm the guy in the back end of the Rev on the Rev show. And after the show, I usually tune into Blind Mike and do all the creation of the shows, which takes some time. It takes some time and effort on my part. I have to go into Photoshop, create a thumbnail for each program. I have to create a compelling title for each program, and then a description, and then some links and stuff like that go in there. Most of that, there is also going and getting the bio and pics that they sent to me, if they sent them to me. A lot of people ignore that. So it takes a considerable amount of my time to put this together. So Blind Mike wasn't on yesterday, so I was already, I got nothing to do while I'm doing this now. I got to listen to music or something. Or, God forbid I listen to Joe Rogan podcast or something like that while I'm doing it. So I wasn't in a good state of mind. So Friday's guest, I'm going to skip forward. Friday's guest was the first one to respond to me. Friday is a guy named Matthew Melvin. Matthew Melvin is a guy who calls himself a gay Christian Trump supporter. And his Facebook page has him holding up a Trump Pence 2016 sign. He campaigned for them, promoted them. Apparently, after Trump got elected the first time, Matthew went to prison for a crime that he admits committing. Now, you don't go to prison for your first offense. We'll get to whatever the offense. He's going to be on Friday. He's not backing out, which is a good thing. But he knows, and he did not know. Again, make sure you review the episode and see what show you're booking yourself on. A Trump supporter, a true Trump supporter, probably would not want to be on this program or would expect confrontation once they got here, because nobody on this program has ever expressed the least bit of love for Donald Trump, not even the least. So that's part of it. But gay, you're aligning yourself with people who are against your best interest, right? You are, if you're gay and you are supporting Mike Pence of all people. This goes back to 2016. Mike Pence was the guy who supported gay conversion therapy. So if Trump and the Republican Party are all for giving the states the right to repeal gay marriage. So these are people who aren't for your best interest. So you're gay, you're Christian, but if you're a Trump Christian, you're a made-up Christian. You're a phony Christian. I'm sorry. There is nothing that they have exhibited that aligns with the teachings of Jesus Christ or Christianity. So, and then he got bullied in prison. First of all, he's a criminal. And again, criminal aligning himself with the party of law and order. Yeah, you're right. It checks. I mean, it checks out because nobody in that party is really truly of law and order. But you're an acknowledged criminal. You go to jail and you write a book about being bullied behind bars. Now you align yourself with the world's biggest bully. You're behind bars and you're a criminal. And I'm going to tell you, you got to know if you're coming on my show that I'm going to be confrontational about. Like, sorry, man. Sorry you got beat up. I would fight for your right to be homosexual. I would fight for your right to live your life as you want to live. But I'm not going to tell you that you did not deserve bullying when you backed the biggest bully in the world. That when you committed crimes and went to prison, plead guilty. Okay, that's nice. But yeah, anyway, I booked him and I told him, I created the thing for him. And I said, it's going to be confrontational because you obviously have not checked out the program that you booked yourself on. And he said, his thing was, what time is this again? What's the date? I was like, dude, you booked it. And then I sent him the form that thing that I just read, that creates a form that has all that stuff. He gets that, and he had to accept it at some point. So he saw what time he booked. He clearly wasn't sure about the program he was booking himself on. He ignored all that stuff about learn about the show, watch a few minutes of it. What time is this? What time? What's the date and time? And then I sent him the form. He said, I look forward to talking with you on Friday morning. Now I'm angry. I'm angry because this happens at least once a week where somebody says, well, what is my, and in the subject line of the email I sent them with the link yesterday, it said Mind Dog TV, Mind Dog TV. That is clear where it's for. So he knew the show that he was supposed to be on, but he didn't know the date. So then, about an hour later, the guest who was scheduled for today said, what is this for again? On the same link. What is this for? Like, you don't even know what show you booked yourself on. Oh, and I said, you know what? And I said in that email, I said, don't bother showing up. If you know it's good for you, you won't show up. And he said, oh, that's uncalled for, unprofessional, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure. Put it on me that you don't even know what fucking show you booked yourself on. You don't know anything about it. You're just going willy-nilly across the web. I'm going to put myself on a show. Comes back to me again. He's a last word freak. Oh, well, this is highly unprofessional of you. And I think, bullshit. Fuck off. Oh, that's vile and profane. That's totally unprofessional. No, you wasted my fucking time, and you're trying to blame me for you wasting my time. He kept coming back. He still is coming back, by the way. This morning I got a cease and desist letter from I believe, a fake attorney. Listen, an attorney would not have if I had an attorney representing this show, their email would not be legal at minddogtv.com. Attorneys have their own email addresses. They have their own offices. They have actual degree letters after their name, all that stuff. Besides the fact that his site is not the best technology in the world, and the fact that he, according to his own website, he's performed 3 dates in his entire musical career, all 2016, 2017, in his hometown, and not too far from it. You don't have time. You don't have a fucking lawyer. So your cease and desist letter is not all that impressive. They're demanding that I take down this program because he feels defamed by the characterization that the scheduled guest, not named, did not know what the show he booked himself on, which is clear. He did not know what show he booked himself on. Didn't read the instructions, which is also clear, because when I sent it to him, and or the invitation he accepted. Again, once you create the bucket, you get an invitation and you have to accept it. And then if you have a calendar like Google or Google Calendar or Apple Calendar, it will put it on there for you. And then he got butthurt and defensive about me calling him out for wasting my time. Now he's saying, "Oh, you got to take the show down, cease and desist." That's defamatory. Really, that's defamatory. How about you just don't book yourself on places you don't have? Oh, well, he never can't. The fake lawyer saying he never canceled. I never said he canceled. But the fact is, he did not pay attention to any of those instructions that he got. He did not pay attention to the email he got the day he created it. He didn't put it on his own calendar. Then he comes, when he gets the link, and it gives you clear instructions. The Sunday before your scheduled appearance, it will send you a link. And then he comes back, well, what is this for? I don't know. What is this for? It's for a show you wasted my fucking time trying to give you some promotion. And let's be very clear here. I don't get anything out of you being a guest on this fucking program. I don't get anything out of it. You get something out of it. You get a chance to use it as promotional material. We do fine without guests here. I think GD and I proved that last week. No fucking guests all week long, pretty much. And we went 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. I'm going overtime without a guest. We don't need a fucking guest. You need me. I'm sorry. I didn't ask this person. That's another thing. I did not ask them to be on the program. They took it upon themselves to book themselves on this program and then know anything about it. And then don't bother reading the fucking instructions. And now they're going to claim, they're going to sue me for defamation because of the title. But by the way, the emperor has no clothes, not about Trump. That's defamation of him somehow. I could understand if Trump wanted to sue me on that, but whatever. So the guy's a dick, and if he wants to sue me for this, I'm not taking it down, dude. So anyway, looks like we're gonna I'm gonna one more time play Stephen, because I'm looking forward to them playing this episode in court. I might as well show them a commercial that they're really gonna. This is an outdated commercial now because Stevie is no longer with us, but one more time, just for old time's sake. Go to Tantley, and if you're a music artist who with a fake, phony persona and a fake, phony attorney, you might consider getting a fake lover.
having to sit down. Really wants to get down. Stevie likes to get it on with a girl that's made of silicone. He goes to Tantalene, click on link. He goes to Tantalene.
Can you hear me now?
She comes without a head, but at least she'll never shit the bed. You need a fake rubber squeeze. Be like Stephen Ortiz. Move it up, it's so soft. Get your 10% off. He goes to Tantalene. He goes to Tantalene. He goes to Tantalene. He goes to Tantalene.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me now, Steven's sitting, and he's actually already fucking up like Steven. Bear Love, good morning, Bear. And also with me are the sexy and adorable TD Fenderson. Good morning, TD.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Did you this weekend miss all the news fit to print? Don't worry, we at MindDog TV and Coffee the Dog have all the news you need to know. Like, who didn't show up for the fucking show and who backed out because they were butthurt. And that's why they're butthurt. They backed out instead of backing in. More every day. So GDfunny.com. Nope, shit, wrong website.
Oh, what? No, that's fine. Go there too.
MindDogTV.com support your local mercenaries and enjoy the suffering.
I'm fucking suing you for defamation, dude. That was terrible. That was awful.
It was awful.
Just before we say, I know Bear Love is dying to say hello to us and be welcomed on the program. But did you see the thing with Stevie? Is he back with his wife? Is that?
I didn't know. I thought that was his daughter, and I just thought he just having trouble, hadn't seen her. I thought he hadn't seen her for a while, and he was just happy to. Good morning, Mr. Bill. That he hadn't seen her for a while, and so therefore he was just happy to have her.
So I'm jumping to wrong conclusions as usual.
It's possible. I don't pay attention to anything anybody else does except for me, and it's not that I'm a narcissist. It's just that I don't care about anybody else.
Okay, that's fair. I think that is a sociopath, right?
I don't know. I don't care what other people think that I am, because what do I care?
Because you're a sociopath, right? All right. Good morning, Bear Love. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Mr. Bear.
Thanks for having me. I watch this show almost every day because it comes on right at the right time and it pops up in my algorithm. So
that's terrible. That's an awful thing. We don't want anybody watching this program. Nobody.
I love it.
Yeah,
now,
it's kind of addicting, you know. Matt's narcissism is my style of narcissism.
Wow. All right, that's fine.
I'm just talking.
For people who do not know who Bear Love is, Bear Love has got two Facebook groups for comedians. One is called and the other one is. And he'll tell you about them during the course of the show. In case you want to sign up, if you're a comedian, you want to sign up and network. Because that's part of it, to network and spread joy and love and happiness and peace and soul and creativity.
What are this now? I think I'm like a moderator or something on both those groups, and I'm just too busy. I thought I had time, but what are the names of the groups? It's like stand up
comedy USA, and that one's more for fans and for comics. And then Comedy Cartel is the networking one.
Comedy Cartel. I think I've posted a few things on Comedy Cartel. It's really hard to, man. It's just so much work trying to keep up with social media and stuff. I can see why you need help with it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is we team up.
I turn down about 5 to 10 invitations to join groups a day.
To join, but this is like more than joining. It's like being a moderator.
Yeah, well, I think you and I both are admins on this because Bear is glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Big beautiful Bill says he's the muscle on the cartel. All right, but you know what? That's fine. I gave up muscles. I like clams better. Anyway, so Bear, let's get us up to date on where you are. You're not producing shows, but you're still performing, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, and I still will produce shows, but just not every, not 2 or 3 a week. So yeah, I'm in Colorado. Basically, I am at the point in my comedy career where I launched so fast that I just had no time to do writing. You know what I mean? Like before you hit the stage, there's all this time to do writing, and you got notebooks upon notebooks. But then once you actually hit the stage, I have had to, I quit a job where I was doing fix and flip properties because I would be gone for 2-3 months at a time where I could not stop that contract. And there was just no time for anything else. And so when I travel, I do stupid gig jobs like that, Instacart or, DoorDash or, all those apps. And so I really took myself down to whatever I make today, I'm probably going to spend tomorrow. And now,
today.
Yeah. And so it really brought me back to the present moment, though, because we really kind of get fat and happy when you got, that lined up. So I like the life that I'm living. It's a simpler life. And now that I'm settled in Colorado, I'm getting construction jobs again out here. So I'm not just taking these gig jobs. But so I just haven't had any time to write. I'm not a headliner yet, which means 30 to 40 minutes on stage. So in order to take my career to the next level, I need to write. I need to get my 30 to 45 minute set, and then I can use these connections from the cartel and get myself booked and travel.
All right. It's a classic thing they hear with bands that they have forever to write their first album and then like 6 months to write their second album. And then it becomes a struggle because it took 10 years to write a good album. You can't be expected to do an equally good album in 6 months. So I get that, man. That's why I always say with people who take day jobs, and there's nothing wrong with taking a day job to support your performing art career when you're starting out. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But kind of choose wisely in the gigs that you do take, that it gives you some time and energy left to devote to what it is you
absolutely
really your life.
I'm going to ask you a question, Bear, and it's nothing personal, but it is personal because I'm asking you personally. Do you work with somebody to help you write? The reason I'm about to promote my friend's service, Active Voice Productions. Dylan Brody. He can help you with fine tuning and honing your comedy skills and your writing skills.
So what we do is Comedy Cartel, we have a Discord, and every Wednesday night, we've been changing the time, but every Wednesday night at about 7 p.m. Eastern, we do a group meetup where we just jump in. We just started doing this, where we jump into the Discord, and it's almost like an open mic where if I've got a new bit, then I go over it with whoever's in the chat. It might be 2 of us, it might be 10 of us. And all of us will take turns where we put out one premise. Okay, I'm working on this new bit about, this. And then I just bounce. I say it like I'm on stage. And then afterwards, either people just laugh and they say, oh, that's a good one. Or they say, why did you pull back during this part? That's the funniest part. And so we have what we call a writer's room that we just started doing. And that has been beneficial because you don't know how people are going to react to it until you go over it once. So now I have a couple friends who know me, and on stage I play like it's kind of funny, but it's almost like a hippie Forrest Gump.
What do you mean on stage you play? Because it seems like you play that in life.
Yes, I know. But I used to be this more like 10 years ago. The person I am, so I'm playing a character, but it's me from 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
A character too, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, I think there could be something wrong with that, but I'm not being judgmental about it because I am doing this fucking same thing.
And I am judgmental about it because I don't see why anybody would do such a thing.
So a lot of my friends remember me when I was that ridiculous person. I hitchhiked all the way to Mexico, to Guatemala and back. A lot of my friends remember that. So the only people that I've let let into my writing room, as far as literally they were like, you should say this, and I actually said it, was two of my best friends and my cousins. And so basically, because they knew that person who I was, and they were like, you would have said something like this, or remember when you did that. And so you've got to be so near to my heart to be able to actually add something to my act.
Right. Do either of you guys have legal representation?
Actually, let's get ChatGPT on it. It just passed the bar.
No, I just because this person.
What type of attorney? Because my answer is kind of yes. I have. If certain
legal Zoom is what you have, yeah.
No. Like, for example, I was involved in an injury a while ago, and if something should ever pop up from that again, I have an attorney that I would have to go back to.
That's probably not what I basically was talking about. Performing arts attorney representing you as an artist.
That's what I want to know. That's all, because you said we had any an attorney.
Right. So. Like, imagine you having, I don't know, let's make up a name. Let's I don't know, Candy Crunch at GD so GDfunny.com legal.
Okay. Thank you for he just passed the bar yesterday, so he's looking for new clients.
Oh, Candy Crunch. I was thinking that was a woman. Go.
No, it's a guy. No, he spells candy with a K.
All right. But imagine sending out a cease and desist letter to somebody like Blind Mike. You defame me. You defame me for talking about me.
Actually, me and GD are working on a defame case for Slaptail.
Ah, very good.
And I'm here to represent GD.
Wait. The Slaptail defame GD now? Because I know he's been defaming Steven for, I mean, that's been a kind of
in order for me to be defamed, I have to be famed to begin with. You can't defame something that hasn't been famed.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's my claim against this guy with the fake attorney. It's like, you're defaming me. Like, nobody knows.
I screwed up Candy's name. It's not
so
I just
paperwork.
Go ahead.
Paperwork is easy to file, and I don't think you have to worry about that first paper that came in. But that's ridiculous that you got that letter.
Yeah. No, I totally. You know what? It's ridiculous that a person would book themselves on a show and not know the name of the show. So when the email comes in, and first of all, the email comes in immediately that day, and this was April 6th, this person booked today's show. They got immediately, put it on your calendar. There's a link that does it automatically if you have a calendar. If you're a professional and you can afford a fucking lawyer for representation, you know about Google calendars or Apple calendars, personal calendars on your devices. And it's just accepting automatically puts it on your thing. So to say, what is this? What is this for? I don't know what this is for. You know what?
Now,
you're
not also, because to be honest, even though we've talked about this person who canceled, I don't know his name. I don't remember you saying the person's actual name. So how are you defaming him if we haven't even? I mean, and I'm part of the show, and if I don't know the name of the person you're talking about, who the hell did you defame and how?
Exactly. I will read you the claim they make about how it's defamatory. Where is it?
Did they already share it on their social media and now they're embarrassed? They got canceled?
Yeah.
They didn't get canceled. They backed out, right?
Yeah. But that's probably what they're embarrassed about, is that they told their people were going on a podcast and then it didn't happen.
They didn't back out. I told him, if you know what's good for you, don't show up. And then he started writing back to me this is your, because basically I was telling him that when you come on here, I'm going to abuse you for not knowing what fucking show you booked on. Just like the other guy, with the Trump guy, I said that. Basically, I'm going to abuse you. You're going to play the victim that you got bullied in jail for a crime that you did commit. You're a fucking criminal. You're a gay person who aligns with anti-gay politicians. You are, you call yourself a Christian, but you don't really follow any Christian values. And then you're a criminal who gets locked up, gets bullied behind bars, writes a book about it, and wants me to help you promote this book about what a victim you are. I told him, you should have checked out the show, because you got to know that Matt the Dick is going to be fucking very confrontational with you.
Now, it's some people may know I have a little thing called Soji, not Soji, Done Way Past Funny. And before I interview people, I tell them to check out. Actually, before I even agree to interview with them, I give them links and have them check out past episodes. Make sure this is what they're signing up for. Because it's I don't want to waste my time or their time if it's not what they think it's going to be.
Let me just the clarification on why they say it's defamatory. And by the way, this lawyer person happened to use the same exact language that this guy uses. Marty. I'll call him Marty, okay?
Okay, Marty.
Marty says, this creates a clear case of defamation by implication designed to ridicule and discredit Marty publicly. While you did not name him outright, the context, timing, and your prior direct communication makes the target of your commentary easily identifiable and thus actionable. Nobody ever heard me say his full name on the program. Nobody knew it because it wasn't public.
Right.
So how is that, the timing directly or indirectly, people can't.
What is the attorney's name? So I just want to address the attorney directly with this comment.
You can call her, just call her Amber. Amber.
Okay, Amber, here's an alert for you. Bring it, bitch.
Yeah.
Bring it, bitch.
Yeah.
But my attorney, we cheat him in how?
Every email from the guy started with "Let's be clear," and then the one from her starts out, "Let's be clear." It's like, come on, who are you, fucking Richard? Let me make one thing perfectly clear.
I am not an attorney. I'm not an attorney.
So yeah, and you know what? Again, we went over exactly the right communication on the booking stuff to let them know, read the fucking instructions. It couldn't be more clear about what you should expect, what you should do, and how it works here. For you to come back and say, I don't know, what?
Well, for them, it's only been one podcast that this happens, but I see this happen to you guys like every day. It's hard for you guys to do something so consistent that you're doing. That's really, it's so frustrating when people sign up and then don't show up and then don't look into the format of what they're showing up to. Like, I don't think that I watch you every day and I don't think you're a dick at all. I think you're honest. And that's something that's missing in this society, is when people actually say their feelings. Everybody just wants to be a people pleaser now. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you know what I mean?
I appreciate the sentiment there, but I think GD will back me up on this. I'm a dick.
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
GD?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I'll back you up, but I'm not going to back into it.
Don't back into my dick. No. But now
that's the danger about the long hair. Anybody gets those dreads.
Friday, we had a comedian on who basically never watched the show, and he only lasted a minute because while I'm doing the monologue, he's private chatting me over and panicking in the back end. Oh my God, I'm here. And I mentioned that he was here. I saw that he was here, but clearly he hasn't seen the show. So what are you coming on a show you haven't even? Let's just say, I'm going to date myself. Regis and Kathy Lee called Bear Love and said, I want you to be on the show Monday morning. And you've never seen Regis and Kathy Lee, but there are past episodes you can check out. Would you not say, sure, I'll be on, but let me see what you're all about first, and let me see what I'm getting myself into? Would you not check out one of at least one episode, or at least a few minutes of their episode without being told to, right? Just makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think he is a big enough dick. This is coming from Claptail.
Yes, yeah.
He left out the has.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
I don't think he has a big enough.
Needs to be more angry and can reach my level of fury. I need an apprentice. Well, you know what? Low T has got my fury. I used to be a road rager. Did I mention I bit a chunk out of a guy's head off? Yeah, I think I did. So,
Isn't balding literally from having too much testosterone?
Yeah, well,
that's what some people say. But
When
they say balding is also inherited from your mother.
my mother wasn't bald.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the gene.
your mother's father.
Right.
But
Well,
still, it goes through the mother. It goes.
I
It goes
don't
through the
I don't
mother.
think that's true in my case, because I'll
It's
tell
a
you what.
maternal gene that's passed on through your, but it's a male
I
gene, so only your mother can carry it from
I
your grandpa.
understand that, but my maternal grandfather had a full head of hair until his 60s. My father was bald at a young age. I was bald at a young age, like
But
25.
have you seen your grandmother's milkman? He was bald.
That's a good point. I know. I never saw my. You know what? Boy, that's a whole. And my ex brother. You have an ex brother. I have an ex brother. My ex brother was in denial about this. My grandfather was 17 years old when he went to fight World War I, but he was already married to my grandmother, and that, to me, that's she was 12. And my ex brother would deny that. Oh no, no, this is the case. She was 12 when she got married. Now she got married because he was going away to war, and she never thought she'd never see him again. What is a 17-year-old dating a 12-year-old in the first place for? My grandfather.
Well, it may have been slim pickings back then.
What?
It may have been slim pickings back then. Not that he was dating slim pickings. I mean, the options of who he could date were slim.
Yeah. All right. Baldness is from conversion of testosterone to dihydrotestosterone. Boy, oh boy, we're getting medical news on this program, medical information on this program. You never thought that would happen, did you?
He's trying to keep our science cred. Remember, we were number 3 in science.
Yeah.
See,
but
I had to add 3 compliments to Matt because I really want to argue with him, but I had to get those compliments out first.
All right. Yeah, you can argue with me all you want. Now, I think it's tomorrow. We have a guy who is a publicist for the worst right-wing people, far right-wing people, like General Flynn. I mean, you look at his MAGA list as the worst of people that he represents and is a publicist for. And I'm thinking, this is another guy who didn't bother to check out the show he booked himself on. Like, do you think any MAGA people are going to say, yeah, they're fucking looking at my Coffee with the Dog to say, boy, I really need to kick my my MAGA career, my conservatism into high gear. I need a publicist. Where will I find one? I should check out Coffee with the Dog. Maybe they got one. So this guy clearly didn't watch the show either, right? And that's going to be confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Well, you might get some more viral clips, though, if you let some of those people on. You know what I mean?
Oh, I let those people on all the time. But, and generally, like we've had MAGA
because you don't want to be an echo chamber. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't have any problem with them wanting to be on and express whatever contrary views they might have about this administration. But you know, the idea that they think that this could be beneficial to them, or they're going to reach an audience that is kind of beneficial to them, it's mind-boggling to me. What do you think? This is a morning show. We're trying to goof it up.
You really? So let's talk about like, because I'm anti-war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but I'm not like anti-us existing. You know, I hate the big imperial machine, but not at the point of like letting the Houthis not let us ship through the Suez Canal.
Right.
That's like, so 90% of goods from China that goes to Moscow gets shipped through the Suez Canal.
Right.
And so, like, I hate the big old beast that we are, but I'm not ready to leave that and let, you know, the Houthis. Have you guys seen Game of Thrones?
No.
Okay. GD?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's Peter.
Okay, do you remember the guys that would keep the big knife on their chest, and it was Khal Drogo, Jason Momoa's character?
Right.
So that's literally the Houthis' lifestyle. They carry these knives on there. Reporters just get their heads cut off because they're so
knives or machetes. Because
there's these crazy curved knife that goes on their chest.
Okay.
and they're just badasses, and like people's heads get cut off because they're so tribal, they're so tight knit. So now what's going on there? And Barack Obama started the war, you know, and I was against it then, but I looked into it. It was in 2000, I think 11 when he started, or at 10 when he started the Yemen war. And we were giving weapons to Saudi Arabia in order to fight the Yemen people. We even gave them F-35s that Israel was really mad about. So now I hate the beast we are, but like, look what happened. So China is building this thing called the Belt and Road Initiative, and it's the old Silk Road. So now, right now, if we want freedom and democracy and not just kings and queens like China and Russia, you know, and India and all these other royal ran countries, then we do this thing with our NATO Navy, which is put sanctions on these trade from Beijing to Moscow. So that's what we do. We have boats and we go out there and we say, you can't ship these goods unless you pay our sanctions. So now when China has built this Belt and Road Initiative, what used to take NATO boats 22 days, China has rebuilt the Belt and Road Initiative all through these Asian and Muslim countries where we go drop bombs. They're building infrastructure.
Right.
So, and it's called the Belt and Road Initiative. It's amazing. That's why Armenia and Azerbaijan are fighting, because Armenia, I don't want to like say the wrong thing, but one of them in the World War II took the front row of the Belt and Road Initiative from China. And so now, because it's so valuable to be near that trade line when China builds it, that now Armenia is being attacked by Azerbaijan to take back their land that they lost 50 years ago, just so that they could be closer to those trains. Now, us jumping in Yemen, that was us being like monkey in the middle. You guys cannot go to Moscow without paying NATO sanctions, without not using slavery, Qatar. You know what I mean? 3,500 people died for slavery building the World Cup in Qatar. Now let's leave it there. Okay.
Yeah, but they were all minorities. They weren't actually from Qatar. They were imported minorities.
Yeah.
So,
Z can play your MAGA correspondent. Who's Z? Like the
I thought that was XL.
Oh, XL. Oh, but who is it? Who is he talking about?
Nothing. Well, I'm assuming since Big Beautiful Bill, XL would be extra large Beautiful Bill. He's got
extra. Something. Extra large. I thought he meant Z from China. Anyway, coming back to the anti-war thing. I am anti-war too, but I understand that some wars are necessary. Like Hitler needed to be stopped. I would that was a war that I think was unavoidable by the actions taken by Hitler. So I'm not saying that no war should be ever fought, but we have gotten into a pattern over the last, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 years, however long it is, of presidents using this limited military action and not going to Congress and getting, not declaring war, undeclared wars that we started. I mean, you can go back to Vietnam. Basically, that was a limited military action that took 20 years and 58,000 American lives and 2 million Vietnamese lives.
I think that is the most un-American thing, is to have a president be able to go to war without Congress. And I believe that all these executive orders are out of control on any of these parties. Like if you can't squeak it through Congress, then there's no, we're going to make this new executive order. I agree.
Stern's war against American Idol was necessary. Is Howard Stern at war with American Idol? I didn't know about this. I knew he was on there for a while, right, as one of the judges. What am I missing, Big Beautiful Bill? Tell me more, because I did not know anything about this. But yeah, so it's easy but the Trump thing with first of all, Trump is now saying he's sending stuff to Ukraine. This was the people in the Trump world were totally against Biden sending military equipment to Ukraine, but when Trump does it, they're all behind. It's the same fucking exact scenario, just their guy is doing it, now it's okay. That is fucking strange as hell. But I don't know, he's supposed to make some big announcement about Russia and Ukraine today. We'll see or maybe he'll delay it 2 weeks today. But that the idea that, you know, with the Iran thing, to just go in there and unilaterally bomb them without ever really revisiting the deal that he just ended willy-nilly because it was Obama's deal. I think all indications, according to his own intelligence, they were adhering to that and not building a bomb. And then, well, I think they are. Well, I don't think that the American people should be excluded, and the American people, I mean their representation, their Congress that they elected, whose constitutional duty it is to say whether we should just start a war. Then we just exclude them. So that part is really, but the world's a much safer place now. They don't have nuclear bombs. They didn't last week either before you started that war. And
taking out Saddam didn't make the area better. So taking out their leadership or their weapons isn't going to make that area safer. It's going to make it more hostile. But now let's go back to, does Israel have the right to exist? Was it just a base that America dropped off after World War II? And is it the center of the earth? All right, so Israel was fought for by the Vatican and by these people who had no right to go there or reason other than this holy claim. And it was fought because it's the middle of Asia, Africa, and Europe. It's the exact center of those three continents.
Yeah.
And so it is the path. And so now let's look up from Qatar all the way to Beijing. Let's look what's going on that Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, we went into Baghdad. Now, after my friends who are all in Iraq, they said we didn't quit the Iraq war. It got privatized by Blackwater when we withdrew. And China owns a lot of Blackwater. We're one country with China because a country exists with an economy called production and services. Services is what we do here in the States. We fix each other's cars, but most production is done in China. So that's
I'm not fixing your car.
That's one country, you know what I mean? But you're doing a service of a podcast. And so basically America's economy is based on services, you know? And so now if you look into what happened when we left Baghdad. So, all right, there was some voting. There was some burqa removals for people who wanted some liberation. You know what I mean? And people who wanted to celebrate a different style of Islam, they got to do that in Baghdad because of troops being there. You know what I mean? And there was voting. But then now look at this. Now, China, when we left, China came in and built this. Look this up. Just like in the last 6 months, China in Baghdad built 30,000 homes. We bombed them, and they literally are building infrastructure. No wonder they're going to choose the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's another point. Is just like all these countries are concentrating. China, I don't know so much for Russia, but China definitely is putting money into their own well-being, infrastructure, and all that stuff. Now they are polluting their own environment like fucking crazy, and the entire world.
Everybody says that China, the negative thing that NATO always has to say about the Belt and Road Initiative is China's wrapping these people into all this debt. So they're going to.
That's been the economic model for imperial countries from the basically from the beginning of imperial countries.
Yeah,
I mean, there was a book called Economic Hitman by John. But that's an old book. But the Economic Hitman explains how all these countries, how like in the U.S., it basically talks about the U.S. But U.S. and countries like the U.S. go into poor countries to get their resources, and those countries get broker by doing business with us to get poorer and poorer and worse off.
Yeah.
Now there are a few people in a country who get really wealthy, like their presidents or their government, the heads of their governments and heads of states, but not the country itself.
Yeah. Just like the Panama Canal or anything like that, you know, they get in debt. And so now look at this. So I'm an ally for the gay community. My sibling is trans. And I've been an ally since there wasn't a word for that, because it's just been a thing that's in our family since I've been around.
I think ally was always a word.
No, but ally for the gay community, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But either way, so I've been an ally before we knew that we were allies, you know what I mean? And so now China did this thing where they limited the births. And so what that made them do is, devalue girl births to even to the point of killing the girls. And now what ended up happening is there's a huge male population in China. And when you have an empire, what do you need the most? Not money. You need people.
I was thinking of a baseball diamond. Oh, I thought you said umpire. Okay, never
mind. So if the birth rate drops in China, then they can't do their so basically what ended up happening is right now, talk to people who travel to China, North Korea is importing women, like literally like a sex trade.
Here come the bride.
To try and get brides for Chinese men, because there's so many more men. And what ends up happening though is people love, and if there's not enough around, then they're going to have same-sex love. And
I was thinking robots. Okay.
So what the Chinese government is making it harder and harder for a safe place for homosexuality in China right now. Like, look this up, safe places in China for homosexuality.
I'm not looking that up.
I know. But yeah, you might get to the wrong website. But
well, first of all, my browser history would be all messed up then. I don't want to die with and then somebody come and look at my browser history. He was looking for gay sex in China.
Well, speaking of dying for it, now look what happened after China built those 30,000 homes. It's within 2 weeks of them breaking ground on that. It's now illegal to be homosexual in Baghdad again. And so if now Qatar, they're new on the scene, they've changed their name and they're giving our presidents planes and shit. So Qatar's the end of the Belt and Road Initiative. So if we lose Israel, which I hate that we're fucking bullying Palestine, I don't support our fucking empire, I don't support all that genocide. But if we lose Israel, it will be illegal to be gay from Qatar to China. That's a fact.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think it's that far off in America if we continue to let the movement that is taking over America right now progress.
So the MAGA for Trump, the gay for Trump, that is ridiculous as these drag queens for these Muslim countries that literally will wipe out homosexuality from China to there. Now, if we lose the center of those three continents, which is Asia and Africa and Europe, then we lose the Suez Canal, which is where all of our goods come from Beijing and hit the European market.
Right.
And so if we lose Israel and the Suez Canal and we lose the battle against the Houthis that Barack started with those people with the swords on their chest, if we lose that ground, so I don't care which president's bombing them, if we lose that ground, that's the end of democracy on earth, because we will have no more money to ever bring democracy back. The king of Qatar will continue to make your president. And so if we don't support Israel, I don't support what Israel's doing. I'm a Rage Against the Machine fan. I hate the trampling of any empire, but not to the point of treason to where I want Qatar to make up my life. That's all I got.
Stephen who? First of all, this is Big Beautiful Bill says Stephen plays the bass Qatar. Stephen who? I don't know. Qatar.
What is this picture for?
Wait, while we're talking about China, I took this picture 13 years ago yesterday in Union Square Park in New York. And I posted this on Facebook then. I said, does anybody know what these people are doing? I know what they're doing.
YMCA.
Tai Chi.
They're protesting something. And I can tell you what they're protesting. But what their protest is just standing there in the hot sun with their arms over their heads from sun up to sundown. and never really moving. They're standing like pretty much like statues all day long. But I went up and I asked them, like, what the fuck are you doing? And so I know what they're protesting. They're protesting something very horrific. Can you guess what it is?
Is it Tiananmen Square then?
What?
Tiananmen Square?
What year is it?
This was 13 years ago, yesterday, Union Square Park in New York. But they're protesting something that China does. And
probably Taiwan.
Basically, they are protesting, and this is still going on. These people are still there because I checked. I asked a friend in New York, are they still in Union Square Park doing this? He said, yeah, they're there every day doing this. China has a program of farming human organs. Basically, somebody will be born. When they're born, that person, that human being, this goes way beyond post-fetal abortion nonsense. This is when that child is born, it is nurtured and kept alive to be used as an organ donor when somebody important needs it. When somebody in the elite needs a heart, okay, kill that kid that whatever it is, their kidney. They're being made into human organ farms.
Do you know how they got caught? It takes like certain blood types to get matched up. And these people were getting matched, but it was impossible. The person had to be alive when they matched them. Because it was like, hey, we found a match for you. We have a heart and your transplant will be in 3 weeks. Like, wait a minute. How do you have one and it's in 3 weeks? And so they totally got caught, and they're harvesting them from the Uyghur camps as well. It's a certain type of Muslim descent, more of a Western Asian.
Yeah. So the fact that they're still protesting it, I think, at least you can jump to the conclusion that this is still going on. No, I have never heard one thing in mainstream media about this kind of atrocity. This is worse than anything the Nazis did You
know why? Palestine has a complaint right now with the UN. Look it up, a real complaint. And also Egypt put it in. There was a mass grave in Israel where every organ was taken out and eyeballs. So,
yeah, but that doesn't explain why nobody's talking about it.
We are doing it too.
Matt said nobody's talking about you. You know why? And that doesn't explain why nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, there's a mass burial grave. That's why they want these bodies back. And that's why Putin, he made a big deal about it too in the Ukraine thing. Putin just gave, I think, 18,000 bodies back to Ukraine. And Ukraine didn't give any bodies back because we cut those eyeballs out. We're cutting eyeballs out on the battlefield.
Talking about it because I would think that, like, especially with the MAGA, the people that are so pro-life, if they're so pro-life, then this is something that they really should be on, because these aren't even embryos that are being harvested. These are actually human beings. So,
well, I think both sides just need to chill out. Like the MAGA people should not have went crazy with the ICE raids, and the fucking Democrats should have not went crazy with the drag queen freaking story time. You know what I mean? So
I don't. Hold on a second there, Bear. Hold on a second.
People just need to come back to sanity and stop forcing everybody to be on your team. We need to be the mix of life again.
Yeah, I just see your point there about I don't think the Democrats make a big issue of drag queen story time. They're not pushing for that. The only people talking about that are the Republicans who are opposed to it. And then basically if you just let them talk about it, you're just letting them pile on to a victim that they chose, a scapegoat that they chose.
But I'm a counterculture person. I'm a counterculture person, and I smoke weed, and I don't like. I had this realization because I was at a casino and I went outside, and the only place was really kind of rude where I was going to smoke. So I took a walk and smoked, so I wasn't rude to other people who might have had a different paradigm that they want to celebrate with their life. And so that's all I'm saying, is that we all need to, like we're roommates. The living room is living room rules. What you do on your own property is your own property. Like, because what you said is the MAGA people are not pro-life. They're pro their old way of life.
Right. No doubt about it. But The
And so
Democrats are not
chopping down their tree. Don't chop down their tree. The fucking squirrels are going to run down and protect that tree. And so we got to stop chopping each other's trees and just plant.
That's you're buying into the MAGA propaganda, though. The MAGA propaganda is that the Democrats are pushing trans people on everybody.
That was why that was a normal complaint. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it's just not true. They are not. They are not. In the most recent presidential election, Kamala Harris did not once mention trans stuff, did not mention any gay marriage stuff. She didn't mention that in her campaign at all. If you listen to the right wing, they're pushing that, they're shoving that down our throats. No, you are looking for that. You are pointing it out.
But I just see that people pushing too hard is where we're losing. You know what I mean? Like what did Biden get done for us? Like, we had Bernie Sanders at the frickin', he was like, when you're about to swim, you're on that platform about to jump into the pool. Bernie had his feet. He was ready to dive for us. We got nothing done. We got nothing done.
No, Biden did get a lot of stuff done. Now that's he Biden. Now and I hate to be a Biden apologist.
We got the infrastructure bill. I like the infrastructure bill because this is what I've always said. Because right now there's a hepatitis A pandemic in San Francisco. I've been homeless. I've traveled, and right now there's a hepatitis A pandemic. If you go to any homeless shelter, and what hepatitis A is from feces. All right. And so what happens is when we don't build infrastructure and we continue to overpopulate our cities, then literally the poop floods into the parks. And the people who suffer are the homeless people that sleep in the parks because the sewage cannot flush. So when it floods, the sewage is in the park so you can test it. Right. And so hepatitis A happens when we don't improve the infrastructure. So even though it wasn't the right time to do quantitative easing or money printing, I as somebody who's been in mortgage, I'm not into any president printing money. So I didn't support the infrastructure bill. But now that it's passed, it's beautiful because now all these cities have access to building their infrastructure so that these new people that are in our towns, and we've been overpopulated since the 70s in certain cities like Chicago and Detroit, you know what I mean? And so these cities are now actually able to get their infrastructure thanks to that bill. So that's the one thing that I think got done.
Yeah, but let's be clear. I've never been. Oh, I'm using that person and his lawyer, his phony lawyers. Let's be clear. I was never a Biden fan. I wish the Democrats would have offered somebody better than that from the beginning, better than Biden. But we currently do live in a two-party system, and that was far preferable to the alternative of Donald Trump having a second term then or now. Yeah. So
and just more war, because these people that know this stuff, that's why they have to support Israel. They're like, yeah, we could also lose the Suez Canal. Like, that's stupid to lose the Suez Canal.
But it's also Netanyahu and Israel buying up American politicians. I mean,
that's us. That's literally us because we conquered the world. And literally the only thing we did after World War II defending the world is we dropped off one little base in Israel and said, we're going to watch you guys in case you guys try this shit again.
But
so Israel's important.
Unfortunately,
and it's not separate from us. It is our base.
We're in a time where if you criticize the state of Israel, you are seen as anti-Semitic, and again,
treasonous and fool. I think and treasonous and foolish. But this is ridiculous that I'm even taking a stand because I am like I'll go literally die with a Palestinian today. That's how much I fucking don't support what's happening in Palestine right now.
Well, I was just going to make the opposite. Well, not the opposite case, but for a Palestinian, Israelite, whatever, Jew, it's the same as with the gay person. I would fight. Like if I would take Anne Frank into my house and keep her hidden, even if it cost me my life.
And that's old school American attitude. Like, I'll fight for your right to disagree with me.
Right. But also, I have been critical of Israel as a state. And I think people have called me anti-Semitic for that. It's like, wait a minute. I'm not saying I hate Jews. I love the Jewish people. You know what? Again, if Anne Frank needed protection, I would protect her. If any Jew in the world needed protection right now, I would offer my home even if it costs my life. It's not about Jewish people. It's about the state of Israel and basically a corrupt government. And I would say the same about the United States government. If they are too much too aggressive in their aggressive defense, I think they become dangerous to the world. And I am a globalist. I know it's utopian and ridiculous. It's never going to happen. But the idea that we need borders and we need everybody needs individual states. It's one world. And if we don't start acting like it's one planet that we are all responsible, it's one house we live in, we're going to let that house fall down.
I think that Zoolander, literally the movie Zoolander with Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
I think they literally gave us the solution to globalism. And it's remember what he had to do is kill the Malaysian prime minister at that show. He goes, "You wage hiking scum." That's what we have to do is get a world minimum wage, and it starts with fair trade. If the governments won't pass the minimum wage, then we do it as the consumers.
Yeah, but you realize what you're saying is utopian, right? And it's probably not going to happen.
But a world minimum wage is where it starts, and
somebody named Steven is
connectivity of the internet. This connectivity of the internet and the ability of things like Palantir to actually be able to do some kind of AI that if Palantir was like controlled by somebody benevolent, I don't even know how to say that word, but if it was controlled by somebody good, then we could do like actual voting from your phone where you get one vote from your phone, from your IP address. We could do big things with a program like Palantir where we could actually do some kind of globalist, socialist minimum wage. And
hold up a second here. First of all, somebody named Steven. I don't know. Do you know a guy named Steven? GD? Does that ring a bell?
I think he's an AI creation. One of those bots some kid started.
He's saying that was my daughter referencing the beginning or break. And
here's Steven.
On break and about to head back. So somebody named Steven who was on break and about to head back wants to claim that I said something wrong in the beginning. I would never say anything wrong. You know that, right? I've never.
Is that on break or back? I think that's a typo. I think it should be back break.
Okay. Anyway, so that's cleared up. But you mentioned Palantir. Now it just occurred to me that this guy it's Wednesday, by the way, it's not tomorrow. The guy, conservative publicist, the guy who's a publicist for everybody in MAGA, according to his website anyway. He is anti-Palantir, which good for him. But most of the conservatives are absolutely on board with this Palantir thing, which is
that's the Emperor from Star Wars, right?
So what Palantir does is, you know how just until when we used to do mortgage, we used to have to send a paper into the government that the deed actually changed, and that never was done before the Patriot Act. So the government used to not even know who owned properties unless they actually went down to your county clerk's office and pulled out that file. So now what Palantir does, remember, Matt, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing?
Yeah.
That's what Palantir has now given the police state, the observation state, the people who look in on us. Now they actually can cancel your Venmo, cancel your PayPal, cancel your bank, revoke your property, seize your cars. That now Palantir connects all those departments, and there's an intelligent eye that knows how to find every single thing and make a profile about you. It's really scary unless it was controlled by somebody good.
Just getting an email here from Palantir saying, shut that guy up, cease and desist. He's defaming us, and they're going to sue you. Or me. They're going to sue me. They're going to take away everything I have, including this yellow shirt.
Now, you'll be good.
Not the yellow shirt. Not the yellow shirt.
So we got to get you a reply. We got to get you a reply. Paperwork is really easy to fill out. That's why you got served the paperwork. It was very easy for them. It probably cost them $150
I think it's served. They send an email. It's not like they sent a process server here. They sent an email. That's really easy to do. Just copy and paste stuff. And I don't think it's a real attorney because a real attorney would not be contacting anybody from legal@minddogtv.com.
Yeah.
I do have an attorney that I've used with that, and they use their own email address and basically will say, I represent Matt Nappo at MindDog.tv.
That sounds like somebody who was very low at their bar, but they made it over the bar exam.
Yeah. And let's be getting off of the politics that fever. If somebody is an artist who is desperate enough for promotion and publicity that they're coming on this show for it. And I'm not talking about the celebrities who already household names who've been on the show, but people who are just starting out and people who are not household names coming on the show. They don't have the money for attorneys. Come on, be real. Nobody at open mic level or just I did 3 shows in 2016 can afford a lawyer on retainer full time for what they do. I mean, so
all right. Now I want to see. I'm an open-minded person. It probably has something to do with Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Oh,
but I am very open-minded. So you said, okay, I want to see if you are that open-minded, Matt. Right. Do you give credit where credit is due? All right. You said these MAGA people. You said these MAGA people. They did not support the Ukraine war when it was Biden's.
Right.
But you do support the Ukraine war because Putin is a tyrant.
Yes, that's fair.
So are you happy that Trump has entered the war?
That I don't think he's entered the war. I think
he's now made it his own. Pretty much the last couple of days, he now has claimed the Ukraine war, and he's not going to be bet by Putin. It's an ego thing.
Hold on, let me answer the question, GD, and then you can make your commentary on it. I was not, even though I'm pro-Ukraine, I was not for United States funding their war. I think, and this is my naivety and utopian bullshit I think Afghanistan kicked our ass pretty much. I mean, they were self-funded by terrorism and poppy sales and all that stuff. But the United States revolution was not funded and they had help from France and places, but they weren't funded by an outside entity. I think when you are desperate. So the point I'm making here, I would love to see Ukraine win the war without American help. I would love to see Ukraine find the resources within themselves, the determination within themselves to kick Russia's ass without needing, again, coming back to 9/11. We got our ass kicked by fucking 19 guys with fucking box cutters. They did not need the state-of-the-art military stuff. Wars are not fought the same way through aircraft carriers and missiles, and those things are dangerous, don't get me wrong. But wars are won by people's hearts. You don't change people's hearts by force. You can't. So I'm for the Ukrainian people fighting their own way out of this and defeating Russia on their own merits without any help from anybody. And so I was not happy about Biden doing that, and I'm not really happy about Trump doing that. I am happy.
That's consistency. That's good then. I like consistency.
I am happy if MAGA realizes that Russia is the enemy. Now GD's turn to talk. Go ahead.
Okay, a couple of things. First of all, I think that we need to supply Ukraine with weapons, not necessarily personnel, but with weapons. And part of it is because one of the reasons why Ukraine got invaded is because they gave up their nuclear weapons. Russia would not have attacked them if they still had their nuclear weapons. And I think they gave up their nuclear weapons because they thought we had their back. So if we hadn't, if we hadn't, I guess, given them the idea that they'd be safe without their nukes, this wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have, and that's one thing. The other thing is, Bear, you said, are we happy that Trump finally entered the war? Trump has been in the war from the beginning. He was in it in 2016 when he was trying to bribe the Ukrainians and threaten them, okay? And now, and he was in it this time around too, but he was in it on the side of Russia. So it's not like he wasn't involved.
Well,
he was involved.
In 2016, I'm really into troop deployment because I was almost going to join the Marines if they didn't not take me because of Ritalin. But there was 28,000 troops in Germany, and they hate us there. You know, we still force Germany to have no more than 40,000 in their infantry.
With Ukraine, because I don't want to switch gears and go to Germany yet. I don't have my passport with me, so let's stay in Ukraine until I get my passport. Then we can stop over to Germany.
Yes.
So, what were you saying? Because, like I said, it was with. Well, I was just saying that I think you may have. I'm hoping that you may have misstated when you're saying, "Are we happy that Trump finally got involved in Ukraine?"
But this is what I'm saying. Oh, this was the thing is, so what Trump did do in 2016, though, is he took 8,000 of our 28,000 troops that are in Germany and moved them to Poland. Like, it was like the most aggressive thing that America has done to Russia since. And so, like, I understand, like as somebody who literally is open-minded, I don't have a dog in the fight. I literally believe in that we can create the reality with our minds. So I have a LSD point of view, but just I get in the arguments because I see them and I just like the consistency. And so, but that's what I saw, is that I saw him take 28,000 troops, and the Germans all celebrated it because they hate our fucking jocks going over there and fucking around in their town when they're all fucking over there on deployment. So the Germans were super pumped that we lost 8,000 of our troops out of there. They are still limited to only 40,000 because they went to Norm Macdonald. They went to They went to war with the world. You know, the world. There's one country I'm worried about. It's Germany. And so basically, and he took those 8,000 troops and literally dropped them off on Putin's doorstep. So,
right. Slaptail says all military and vets love to hear, which is sarcasm. I almost joined, but advice: never say this again. I will say that I almost got drafted, but the draft ended right before my 16th birthday, so that didn't happen, and I'm glad it didn't happen, because that was the only way, by hook or crook, I was ever going to serve in the military, was by draft. I was not going to join. I never had any plans on joining. What was this? It's 370,000 active personnel limitations in Germany. We're being fact checked by the chat room. How do you like that, GD?
28,000 infantry. I'm talking about infantry.
Yeah. All right.
I'm all for it. I believe in fact checking.
Yeah, me too.
So other things that I liked that possibly could have given us Bernie Sanders Medicare, all right, is frickin' South Korea got charged $280 million for troop deployment that same week that he moved those 8,000 troops. It was all a money grab. That's like, he treated our troops like mercenaries. You know, basically, he found out that it was like $88,000 per troop wherever it's deployed a year. And so basically, he did the math and he was like, why do we got all these 8,000 or 88,000s over in Germany? And he moved them. And Biden kept this policy that he did, and nobody talked about it because it was a genius policy.
And I'm having trouble following that, because you said what you liked about Bernie and almost having his
So what? So Trump reminds me of like the big child who just wants the lollipop, right?
Well,
and
Trump
so
wants the
now,
lollipop and stay out of jail.
if we are the people who are like see this child and like, I think that if we would have just been like, I think the hatred that he gets is the reason that he's been such a dick. Because if a child, you do the reverse psychology. Oh, Trump, Putin, you'll beat him. You know what I mean? Like, you'll get that. Like, I just think we're handling him the wrong way by just like literally like he fights for his base. And if we would have became his base, I think he would have fought differently.
No, he does. I'm sorry, Bear. He doesn't fight for anything but himself. His only thing, he's narcissism is off the charts. It's like the most selfish, self-centered human being that ever lived.
And so Pol Pot, Trump literally is, because he's doing such drastic stuff, he could have done something like Pol Pot and made all of the food government owned. When you do big moves, that's why it's scary what he's doing, because when you do big moves, it's terrifying. Like Pol Pot, he nationalized all of the farms, and I think 50 million people died because of that big move. So big moves cause stuff, but the tariff thing, that's scary. But what he did with the troops, we still are doing, and that put more money in the treasury than anything we've done. And that's what I was talking about for Bernie Sanders. Because if I think literally a Trump Bernie ticket would have been fucking sweet with Bernie as the president, because literally if we had Trump going in there bullying these people and putting it in the treasury, because he was moving around. All right, so this is what he did. He made Okinawa base. You know, Okinawa, they sell Sony PlayStations here. You know, Japan, we let them open up our market. You know what I mean? And they sell whatever they want over here. And so basically South Korea, we have troops protecting them against North Korea. And we pay $88,000 each troop that's in South Korea right now. And Trump forced them to pay $280 billion for South Korea troop deployment. And he made Okinawa pay $500 million a year. And then he said, okay, if you're Rwanda, we're going to foot the bill on soldiers in Rwanda because they're not a rich country selling us PlayStations. But he actually has made these NATO allies, instead of my tax money going to war, which I told you I'm anti-war. That's the only thing I care about. That's the only reason I look in on these people are my friends going to come back?
Trump did not make the NATO people.
Hold on, I just want to. This is an email that I just got. It says, "Please, for the love of God, ask GD something about his mother." I think that's directed at you, Bear.
Okay. Are you a motherfucker?
Basically, the plea there is that you are taking away GD's precious time to talk about his mother.
They're only saying it because they know I don't have much time left. I'm old.
But I'm just providing the non-echo chamber to get the viral clips, because let's really talk about this stuff. Let's really talk about it.
The thing is, Bear, it's the way you're structuring this or not structuring this. You almost sound like an audio version of like a TikTok thing. It's like you're going from one thing to the next, and nobody has a chance to like respond or think or anything. It's like,
right.
Well, this is the point, though.
I'm having trouble following.
What came crystal clear to me is this. You talked earlier about Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, LSD. When you said a Trump Bernie ticket with Bernie as the president, it was clear that you were having some kind of flashback there. And I don't think.
That's me. Actually, I'm so like comedy should bring us closer together. We should look at ourselves from the outside and be like, oh yeah, we're all being ridiculous. So, but what I was talking about is when we held back. So the Afghanistan, do you know Canada was in the Afghanistan war with us?
Yeah.
You know, Canada went to Iraq with us. They've got our back.
Canada's been in every war with us, probably since the very, very beginning when we.
So, but now, did you know that Ukraine, it was like 90% your tax money was going to it when protecting Ukraine was more beneficial for Europe. And so when Trump did drag his feet on getting in the Ukraine war, Germany gave a bunch of supplies to Ukraine. And so it is spreading out the debt for us policing the globe.
Europe isn't the only ones that really benefited from us protecting Ukraine. We benefit, and we benefit also from in this regard. Ukraine produces a great deal of grain that they were exporting throughout the world, okay? If Ukraine does not get to export that grain, the price of grain goes up everywhere in the world, including here. Our bread goes up. Even the grain that we use to feed our animals, that goes up, which means the animals themselves, when we buy chicken and beef and stuff, that goes up. So yes, our world is totally interconnected. And as my mom would say, for someone out there, I don't know. Actually, my mother had no view with this whatsoever. But so it's important that we keep Ukraine free. And if we
this is all getting very grainy to me. I'm sorry. I had to say that because Slaptail said, please say grain again. You're going against the grain.
Well, as my granny would say, my mother's mother, my granny.
They call it Ukraine. Ukraine. It's not Ukraine. It's Ukraine.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for I stand corrected.
Amber waves of grain, famously in Ukraine.
That's like the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain. We're gonna have another one.
Well, I did not expect this show to go this way this morning. I kind of expected that person, that music artist, to be lurking and maybe try to put in like some fake persona in the chat room to argue. Oh, I love him. He's the best thing that ever happened to this style of music. But it is
what is that style of music, or what was it, or do you know?
I do know. I don't know what it is, but I know what it's called. It's called house.
House music?
House, yeah, like house could mean a lot of.
That used to mean something to me back in my day when I had to think about house music. I think was like, that's what rap used to be before it became rap. It was like,
yeah, it's R&B flavored mix of rap and singing, soulful gospel. You know. Why do we need all these names that it used to be much simpler. It was rock, country, jazz, pop, but now it's all these like genres.
It was even simpler when I was a kid. My brother broke it down into two categories: white music and black music.
Well, that's a problem. That's a problem. See, that's where, because Mikey used to show his racism all the fucking time, and I used to make fun of him whenever we'd be playing, and if you saw one black person walk in, he'd look at me and say, "Motown." Like, you are thinking because a black person walked in, they can't appreciate the music that we play. You have to play something that was created by black people. That's what you're saying in that one word. But it was like constant, and it would always be like a running joke. The band would just look. You see a black person walking through the door, you could almost set your watch by it. Mikey's going to say Motown in 3, 2, 1, boom. There it is. Because that was about the only thing that we did that he equated with black music, but there was other than that. But the idea that black people can enjoy music made by white people is like, we got white people enjoying music made by black people en masse. I mean, so the idea that you can't enjoy it. I wish Gigi cared as much about ensuring grain production in the USA that he does about Ukraine. It's that I don't know. To never know when to take Ian seriously. Is that serious, or is he just fucking?
There is not a seed of evidence in his accusation about my grain production stance.
So, did you hear what happened in Ukraine with the Azov battalion?
I just wanted to mention something about because I brought up the black and white music. I just wanted to pick up what Matt was saying. When I was in my teens, I was listening to some Bob Marley in my room. And it was too loud for my brother. And he comes in my room and he says, "Turn that white boy music off." And I said, this is Bob Marley and reggae. He goes, "It's still white boy music to me."
Well, a lot of deadheads not when they were teens, though, because I'm the same age as you, or roughly the same age as you. And when we were teens, it wasn't really, there weren't like a lot of white boys glomming onto reggae at that time. It was more like when I reached my 20s, all the deadheads, when Jerry was dying or whatever, they started becoming reggae fans. Like, what the hell? But I don't get any connection between. A lot of white guys did cover Bob Marley's music, but it didn't sound like reggae.
It was sublime.
Eric Clapton,
Bob Marley had the famous California shows. He did the Sausalito, California in 1972. Bob Marley came through the hippie Haight-Ashbury community, Sausalito, California, and then that spawned Southern California's Sublime and 311 and other reggae influenced hippie stuff, because it was weird for me coming from Hippieville in Michigan, where everybody's a hippie wearing acid wash jeans and tie-dye. And when I got to San Diego, like Matt said, everybody's listening to reggae. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So Michigan is where you're from originally?
I'm from East Lansing. Yep. Grew up on Flint water. We had it imported to East Lansing.
And you don't know Slaptail? Slaptail's from, I believe, I want to say Kalamazoo, but I could be wrong about that. Grand Rapids.
No, I performed at the Drop. I think he promotes shows at the Drop. I did a open mic on my way out to Colorado there. I've rubbed elbows with their crew back there. Ty Mead is
psoriasis that way
in that group. Yeah, they're doing big things out there, and I love Crackpots and the Fort Wayne Comedy Club that Chris Kelter runs. There's some good comedy out of there.
Wow.
Okay, nothing personal, but don't mention Chris Kelter on this show if you don't mind. I'm just saying, I don't care. You can mention him. He just doesn't like me anymore for some reason.
Who is this we're not mentioning?
Crackpots. I'm not that. Even though he does not like me, I did invite him onto the show. I don't know why he doesn't like me, because he used to like me. He just stopped.
You don't have to disclose any of the community, but has Robert Yerry kind of did he continue sending you messages?
As far as I know, we're still on. He's still going to do Done Way Past Funny on the 22nd with me.
I look forward to hearing what a dick I am there. Now, let's be clear here. I'm using that guy's language again. Let's be perfectly clear. Robert, he didn't know what to expect here, and he was throwing me off my game with the constant private chat messages. But the reason I let him go was because he wasn't answering questions. I asked him, tell me about yourself, and he just, what am I supposed to do with that? Okay, and then the next question, I think Ron said, somebody else said to him, like, tell us about yourself. And I think you said, okay. You were trying to feed him like, okay, this is your opportunity to talk, and unlike Bear, he was dead silent. Like, and then he said, all I hear is you guys talking over yourself. Close one of your browser windows, take you out, and then all of a sudden he's angry. Like, wait a minute, how dare they take me out? I was just doing nothing and adding nothing to the program.
Well, as far as I know, we're still on for the 22nd. I will reach out to him beforehand when I send him the link. And it's like I said, I'm not going to let him bash I'm not going to stop him, but I'm not going to encourage him either. But I mean, we'll probably talk about it if he brings it up.
But you can let him bash me all you want.
Yeah, that's not the point of Done Way Past Funny. The point is to talk about the comedy experience and to help provide some material, that experiences that people can learn from.
You would think I think 20 years in is what he said. He said more than 15 years. I guess that's
I think he's now, I can't remember. I think he said 29 years, if I remember correctly.
You would think by that time you would at least get to the bio stage, right? I have a bio. Now
I think they call it Matt. I think you're thinking of that's the biosphere. When comedians reach that level in the comedy atmosphere, the comedy world, that they reach the biosphere and actually write a bio.
One thing that is curious about this person who was the cease and desist stuff. When I wrote to him, I said, basically, you don't even know what show you booked yourself on. And I said, you must be as lame as a musician. He said, how unprofessional I was, because I did curse at him a lot. And I did, I didn't call his mother a skank whore, which was
that's progress. That's progress.
Thank you. But I don't think I don't think he knows that my fallback position is to call your mother a skank whore. So he didn't see the progress. But
I'm sorry, Matt. You deserve all of the confetti that I can find for not calling him a skank whore.
I don't know. We're all out of confetti. But he did write. So this is what's curious. He wrote back to me. I've been a radio host, television host, show producer, all these things. I was like, wow. Now that we've gotten to this point, you're starting to write a bio. Very good. This is the stuff I could have used in advance. Instead, you link me to a website that has your stuff on it, but you can't copy and paste any stuff. So you're expecting me to write your bio for you in my creation of a bucket list for you. But when he gets angry, now he can give me his fucking bio which I don't believe, by the way, because
that'd be messed up if I get part of this lawsuit because I just joined right at this second, and then I'm like, part of the paperwork. I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm in the poorhouse.
They have no fucking idea who you are. I don't even have any fucking idea who you are. How could you? But Whatever. It's just like all these fucking people in the performing arts, they have no fucking, not even a paragraph. I'm a comedian from wherever. That's not a bio. I've been performing for 15 years. That's not a bio. Give me something I can work with here. But now, if I call you, if I call your mother a skank whore, I guarantee you will come back with your full bio of why you're a professional and I'm not. So that's the trick. I guess I have to put on the booking page. Your mother's a skank whore. Go ahead, book. And
or maybe, because that may be aggressive in the beginning, maybe ask if their mother's a skank whore.
Is your mother?
And then explain what that means.
Is it possible that your mother might have been a skank whore? Would you like to be on the program?
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to see if I have a contact for Bill, because I want to send him the link to be on the show for the next few minutes.
Yeah.
See if I have.
Just so we do have two guests on tomorrow. One is Alex Kane, who is the philosophy.net. He's basically an author. Another one is self-help people. He's from Australia, Melbourne. That's how they say it. And then Leo Robertson is in the second hour. He's a pulp literature guy. I never understood. Going back to Pulp Fiction, what the fuck does that mean? Bear, go ahead, educate me on this, because you know everything.
What is it? Pulp Fiction?
Pulp literature. What the fuck does that mean? Pulp Fiction, pulp literature.
Oh, I don't know.
Wow, we found something Bear doesn't know about. Anybody in the chat room?
I only read books in prison.
Oh, yeah, somebody in the chat room, get me hip. What the fuck? GD, do you? I didn't even ask you. Do you know what it means?
I'm sorry, I was sending a message to Bill.
Oh, well, so you can't.
I wasn't listening.
You can't think and of two things at once and chew gum. You can't think and chew gum at the same time.
I can, but my gum and my thinking was already occupied when you sent this other thing.
All right, so Leo X. Robinson.
I know you was talking about Pulp Fiction, and you asked Bear if he knew anything about it, and when he said he didn't know, I was still expecting him to talk about it anyway. So I wasn't prepared. Yeah. I thought he was, I don't know anything about Pulp Fiction, and then go on about pulp in an orange juice and fiction, and then tie the two together somehow. So I wasn't prepared to talk anyway.
So Leo X. Robertson, you think the X has to stand for Xavier? What else could X possibly stand for as a middle initial?
Xander.
Okay. Is that a thing? Yeah. So he's the author of Bar Hopping for Astronauts, a short story collection, which is considered pulp literature. And I don't know what to make of that.
It's probably found in the side of an orange juice carton. You know, kind of like the milk cartons had the missing people, and he has pulp, on the side of the orange juice. I don't know.
So tomorrow might not be the best day to have Big Beautiful Bill on, but he's welcome. I mean, if you want to.
Not sending a Bill. I thought he was going to be on the day because Bill says I should have jumped on today. And so
he could jump on now if he wants.
Right. That's why I sent him the link for today.
Oh, is he doing it? I don't
know the answer because I sent it to Facebook Messenger.
I saw the should have, and I thought, well, that meant the opportunity has passed.
Well, that's what I was doing in the background. I just sent him. I just asked him, "Do you want a link for the show?" And he goes, "Sure." So I
would love to lock him and Bear and Slaptail in a room and just go fishing.
Bill Rhodes,
Big Beautiful Bill. Excuse me, we.
Yeah,
call him Bill Rhodes.
I love that. I love the new name. Yeah, he actually came up to Golden, Colorado, and we performed together.
Is Golden really golden?
It's kind of it is. It's the brown grass in August. It's golden.
Oh, is that where the name came from?
Probably because it is rolling hills.
Is that where Coors comes from? Golden, Colorado.
It is. Right? It is. And Bill came up and performed at Gnarly's with Dad Bod Tour, which was really fun.
Gnarly's.
Yep.
Are you acquaintances with the lovely and talented Sam Talent?
No, he moved back to Michigan right when I moved to
Michigan,
Colorado. Yeah, Sam Talent lives in Texas. Sam lives in Detroit area and does a show out there once a month. His wife, his in-laws are from there.
Now I'm really confused. But joining us
the weirdest move.
Aforementioned big, beautiful, and sexy Bill. Good morning, Bill.
GD, you didn't have to send a dick pic with that link.
Of the big, beautiful.
I'm sorry, that's a default setting, and I meant to take it off. But at least be thankful that you didn't get the same one I sent my wife, because the one with all the close-ups and the scale stuff. And
Bill is a very well-educated man, and up on all things historical and government-wise. He knows everything that's going on. So, Bill, would you like to add some commentary to the wacky discussion we've had with Bear this morning?
No.
Oh. All right.
No, I've got my MA in history and historical methods. My thesis that I wrote for my master's was basically I covered the Cold War from the beginning of World War I all the way to the end. So like that was kind of my jam. It's basically World War I never ended, right? You had Woodrow Wilson pretty much crippled the German government with all the restrictions on their military, no trade with anyone east of Germany, and all that. And so that's pretty much what allowed Hitler to come into power. Was a neutered military and a horrible economy in Germany. And so after World War II, they decided to not put as big of restrictions on. They wanted them to be self-sufficient and have their own reconstruction and all that. And so
I'm sorry, Bill, but I was under the impression that Bob Barker specifically said that we were supposed to spay and neuter our Germans. So I thought wasn't that our policy that back then?
That should be a policy for a lot of people, but I won't go into that.
No. They are still limited to 40,000 in their infantry. That's still a thing. And Japan, there's still like certain weapons that they can't make. Like we've still got them on like 40,000 is like, that's what my buddy who's army, he told me that Germany's still limited to 40,000 right now.
Well, Japan doesn't need an army because they can get rid of us with with their sex bots.
Yeah,
with their sex rope. That's because you get a guy caught in a room with a sex bot and unlimited supply of lube. He's pretty much useless for the rest of the war.
The scariest thing you touched on right there, GD.
I didn't touch anything.
Robot. You touched that sex robot. You touched the sex robot. It had dreads and she knew where to go.
You were touching something in that picture you sent me.
But Boston Dynamics makes robots. Boston Dynamics makes those robots, those scary robots, the dog ones and the one that can jump and dance. And they tried to merge with Hyundai, the car that has an assembly line. And you're absolutely right. That was a terrifying merger. Hyundai and Boston Dynamics.
That means right. I didn't even know about that merger. I was right about something I didn't even talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, damn! I do. Maybe I'm on LSD, and I just.
But yes, their sex robots is what we have to work about. That's what you touched on, because they could literally make them.
I didn't touch it. I don't have a robot. I have a doll. Okay, totally different.
Even if they are, it's irrelevant. Cavalry, engineers, man, my glasses, tankers, they are all multiple combat military occupation specialties. You just train other specialties to fill a role. That is Slaptail. Slaptail's heart is still a little bit with the military, even though he's out. He's still I get this a lot from Marines. I don't get it a lot from the Army. Usually people, when they're out of the Army, fuck the Army. Slaptail seems to still have a little bit of the Army in his heart. Not that I'm not judging.
And this is a little known fact. This is because the reason why I know this about Slaptail because he and I are such close friends. He's on a diet now, but the only clothes that fit him are his old camos, and so that's why he still sees himself as a soldier.
I saw him in the weirdest shorts and socks.
Yeah, and camo. There was camo, wasn't it? Because that's all he has left.
I don't remember if they were camos, but I remember they were too short, showing way too much leg. That's what I remember. Soldier, airborne, infantry, paratrooper for life. All right.
So if those clothes get a little tight, does it give you camo toe?
Wow.
See, that's classic.
So,
That's classic.
if we can change the subject for a minute, just a minute here. Big, beautiful Bill. I heard there were some new storms in Texas. Is that, are you safe? Are you in dry ground where you are?
I am. I mean, I've got a dry creek. I don't know. Can't really see through the glare.
But you're not
here.
too far from the flood area, right? Or
I mean, I'm within 30 minutes of 3 different major flood spots, but I mean, I live in a little bit higher ground. I've got a dry creek that runs behind my swimming pool back here. I mean,
dry
So if
creek
it fills
doesn't
up,
run.
you know to move.
What's that?
If it fills up, you know to move. Now, do you call that a dry creek or do you call it an arroyo? Arroyo.
It's just a dry creek.
Okay.
But a dry creek doesn't run; it just sits there. And maybe it blows in the wind. Dry means it's dry.
Yeah, no, it's a dry creek, but it's basically maintained. They keep it clear for these. I live right along Brushy Creek, along the old Chisholm Trail here in Texas. And
the old Chisholm Trail. Now you got me.
The old one. Yeah, that new one is much better. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, we call it I-35. It's still a little bumpy, but.
So now Texas has been known has had floods for as long as there's been a Texas, right?
Yeah.
But I keep hearing that this is an extraordinary event for Texas.
So it's not even the extreme rainfall that we got those few days. We've had a very, very rainy summer, and so the ground is saturated. We've had rains like these storms that have come through. We've had them in the summertime, but normally they come out of nowhere, and the ground is already so dry, the lakes are low, that it has somewhere to go. These poor kids that were along the rivers and all that, they were on saturated ground. I have a buddy who, I mean, he posted some videos of their house, you know, in Sandy Creek out in Leander. He heard water trickling in, you know, lives in a manufactured home. By the time he was able to wake up his wife and wake up his kids, they were almost chest deep in water. So
yeah,
this
I've been in that position. I think I talked about it last week where there's a little trickle coming in on the door, and then within minutes the door was being blown off the hinges.
Yeah, but that was also because you went on the leaves. That was slowing the water down from getting in.
Okay, I can always depend on GD for reminding me that what a fucking idiot I am. But yes, you're right.
I'm sorry. Right. I wasn't trying to remind you that you're an idiot. I thought you remembered. It just wasn't mentioned.
How would I remember? I'm a fucking idiot.
Supporting your lifestyle.
Yeah. Now, news coverage, weather coverage, because we're hearing all. If you're not in Texas, all you can go by is what you hear by. It's were there not inadequate warnings about this thing? I'm going back to July 4th when this first flood happened. There were no. Did you know it was coming?
Yeah, I mean, we get flood warnings, lightning strike warnings. I mean, I think people are so desensitized to weather warnings, Amber Alerts on their phone that they're used to Amber Alert. I don't know that kid. That's 100 miles away, and they ignore it. And so I feel like we're so desensitized to these warnings because it interrupts our Angry Birds or whatever the hell we're doing on our phone, TikTok, that we just skip them and don't pay them any mind. But it's also kind of like that.
That's a good point that you're making. I think the only solution for the problem you're talking about is people being desensitized to it. Unfortunately, the only solution is something like this to unsensitize them or whatever, desensitize them. Where you have a tragedy like this, the next time it comes through, they're more likely to pay attention to the warnings. You think, or is there another solution that might help people?
It takes something horrible for people to realize what's going on a lot of the time. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the majority of these people were freaking little girls at church camps that, that went through, went through this, and their families are going through this. But I mean, that's what it takes.
Oh, yes, I'm fresh. Now that seems like it has to be a woman. No guy would ever say he's fresh, right?
He might. Yeah. I've seen some guys have some really.
You know what? You're right. I'm wrong.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's true. Gigi's right and I'm wrong. But it just I would never call myself. When I think of fresh, I think she just changed her panties. Or
and I'm thinking, and I think douche. I think giant douche, as a matter of fact.
okay,
which goes back to
but
Matt Napa.
Was the flood caused by cloud seeding? I'm getting this all over Twitter because I mentioned that climate change, in my view, is a real thing. And they asked me, because I asked somebody, what's your solution to homelessness? They said, what's your solution to climate change? I said, my solution to climate change is for so-called conservatives to bring the argument back to, is it man-made and is there something we can do about it? What they've convinced the hardcore MAGA people is that it doesn't even exist. There's no such thing. It used to be. It's cyclical. It's part of climate change. Has always happened. It happens every 10,000 years or whatever. And the argument would be: is it man-made, and is there anything we can do about it? Now we have tons of people saying it just doesn't exist. Well, how do you account for these once in a lifetime storms that we have 3 in a week? Once in a lifetime storm, and then
what do you believe, Matt?
Just coming back to this comment here, a lot of the other people say it's definitely cloud seeding. It's intentional. It's cloud seeding. We're doing this on purpose.
I feel like if it is cloud seeding, the people responsible for it or approving of this stuff would not let you know because they screwed something up.
Now people are thinking of cloud seeding as in like the traditional way of thinking of cloud seeding is that we are deliberately seeding the clouds with something so that the water will form. But we are also putting particulates into the clouds through pollution. So we may be inadvertently cloud seeding.
Wow, that's smart. You're right.
Yeah.
So the answer could be yes and not on purpose.
All right, I didn't have anything about the Pulp Fiction, but I do have something about cloud seeding. And cloud seeding, so Thailand is responsible for a lot of our world's rice. They have rice paddies, and basically they went dry in the late 90s. Literally, the world's rice was drying up. And look this up on Wikipedia if you got it there. Thailand's Royal Rainmaking Project. And so basically the fucking paddies, the rice paddies went dry, and Thailand, their government learned a cloud seeding thing that's called the Royal Rainmaking Project. And they sold this technology as a country to India and China. China used the technology in the Beijing Winter Olympics to make it snow in front of the world. They said they were doing it, they did it, and they made it snow at the Beijing Winter Olympics. So right now at the UN, India has made a complaint that China is stealing their rain. And so that's a real complaint that China is stealing rain from countries.
Ian loves you, by the way. Bill, you got any? Do you think it's cloud seeding is responsible for the floods in Texas?
That's a Joe Rogan question, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, for Texas, I would never say that. It's such a tragedy right now. Like
do you have his number?
Anybody to even like talk conspiracy when there's families that are still looking for their. Like, let's just get people back home and let's find their remains before. What I am talking about is not with the Texas flood. What I was talking about is with the Royal Rainmaking Project in Thailand.
So what kind of dog you got there? What is that big white thing? It looks like a polar bear.
She's only 8 weeks old. We rescued 2, their sisters. Their mom is...
Looks like she's a lifer. She's loving Big Beautiful Bill. That's what I could tell right there, man. But
he's got peanut butter in his beard.
The breed, do you know what it is? I mean, is it a mutt? Is it just part polar bear, part I don't know, fluff?
So their mom is Labrador and Australian Shepherd, and we think their dad is Great Pyrenees.
Wow!
So you can see she's got some of the Australian Shepherd mask a little bit. It's like white on white, but.
Ian said she's trying to escape. She doesn't look like she's trying to escape. She looks like she's trying to make love to Big Beautiful Bill.
Oh, this is my big girl.
Good.
Is the other one you said they were sisters?
Yeah.
Is the other one just as affectionate to you?
Yeah, she is. She looks more like a lab though.
That's okay. I'm not. Look, I don't judge. I don't dog shame. Okay, that's not me. I mean, Matt might dog shame. I don't know because he's more attuned to what dogs should look like. But
Dog
me,
shame?
dog shaming. I don't do that.
I don't even know what dog shaming is. I mean, I'll take that back. I do, but when people have these little dogs, when
See,
they have these
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
these tiny little dogs that will bite you in the ankles, my first line is always, if you get yourself a dog, it'll chase that fucking thing away.
I've
See,
got
I told
a
you, I
Chihuahua
do dog
over here too.
shame.
You'd love her.
I guess that is dog shaming of a sort, but not really. It's more like rodent shaming, a rodent disguised as a dog, like Chihuahuas and whatever those fucking tiny little fucking dogs are. Not
Okay,
Chihuahua.
if there's anybody in the audience who has one of those small dogs that Matt seems to be mischaracterizing as rodents,
I've got a
I
Chihuahua over there.
apologize.
Well, that one is much more, I don't know, sleek. It's not as fluffed
Yeah,
out
she's
as
not
the
as
other one.
fluffy.
Yeah.
So she got more of the lab look from her mom, but she's got some mask markings and ear markings like an Aussie.
Did you know? This is I only found out this like 30 years ago when I had a dog that got pregnant by several different fathers. A dog can carry a litter from 3 or 4 male fathers, male sires.
I've heard that.
That's bizarre. Imagine a woman doing that, carrying twins from 2 different guys. So that's what that looks like, though. That looks like those dogs that kind of probably might have a different father.
Yeah, it's possible.
They were rescue dogs, right? You got them from a shelter.
That's all we do is rescues.
Beautiful. All right. So now, has any of this flooding stuff?
Whoa! I'm sorry. You said that's all we do? How many rescues do you have right now?
Well, so we have 4 in the house. I've got these 2. I've got a yellow lab and I've got a Chihuahua rat terrier mix.
A Chihuahua. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she's the boss bitch in the house.
I'm surprised your dogs didn't chase that thing away.
No, she's the boss here. And then my mother-in-law, who's about to walk in the back door here,
Your mother-in-law. You're calling your mother-in-law a dog?
Mother-in-law rescue also?
Well, she's got a rescue out there. Also. She has.
It sounded like you were calling your mother-in-law a dog, and now not that I would frown upon that.
You were a teacher. I thought your sentence structure would be a little bit more concise.
Oh no.
Wow. So Big Beautiful Bill's mother-in-law just sent me a cease and desist letter. I'm defaming her. It was just a joke.
Was it written on a bar napkin?
It was written on a Chihuahua. She sent it on a Chihuahua.
It has to be on a bar napkin in order to be an official bar. To be recognized by the bar, it has to be on a bar napkin.
So
I hope Steven was the one who sent the letter just to fuck with the content this week.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even consider that, but no, Steven wouldn't know. Anyway, the soda shop, is that in harm's way in the what Round Rock, whatever it is?
No, our elevation's a little bit higher here. We do have Brushy Creek that runs through here, but it's actually both ends of Brushy Creek have reservoirs that are meant to hold overflow. So we've got Brushy Creek Lake, and then even further down it runs into Lake Travis. Wow. So we're golden here.
Golden? No, golden's in Colorado.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's Bear's golden.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check on Bear Love's contention that Sam moved up north, because I thought he was in Texas. Could have sworn he moved to Texas.
Now, I'm just curious, Bill. I know when I was in Texas, I was hanging out in Denton, and I think not too far from there was like a huge man-made lake. I mean, it was huge.
We've got tons of man-made lakes here.
Yeah, and that's where I was going, just because of the flooding. The way the rains have been increasing and so forth, can Texas make another lake that will perhaps help with some of this flooding?
Yeah.
And if they can, do they have the land for it, or did they sell it off to developers already?
Probably yes to both. And even going back though, we've had a super wet summer here. Like it's like I've got a Jeep. I've been wanting to take my top and doors off for a while, and I just can't. Every time I look at the weather app, it's like 10 days in the forecast. But there's nowhere for any water to go. I grew up on Lake Travis, which is just outside of Austin here, and Lake Travis is not a constant level lake. It's that lake was designed to either catch overflow from, the lakes up north, Buchanan and Inks, or to fill the lakes south. So we had property out there that flooded quite a few times, middle school through high school whenever I was out there. And I mean, we had to evacuate. It never flooded our house, but they had to shut off power. We had to take, no cars allowed on the property, things like that. Like we had to clear and go find somewhere to stay. So I mean, it's not new to me. I've personally never had a home flood, but
I have lost 2 homes to floods, and the first one, FEMA paid me $234 for
nice.
to cover washing machine and dryer that were under warranty. The house didn't care about it all because I didn't read in the fine print that my insurance and all that stuff was not because all those houses, the development I was living on was considered a flood zone, even though it hadn't flooded in 120 years.
Yeah,
there was a risk of flood, so I signed a homeowner's policy that said in the event of flood, I was up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, literally.
Yeah.
And the second house I got 0 for from FEMA. So then, you kind of that made me very anti
FEMA.
Anti-FEMA, anti-government help. You're there for helping people until something happens, and then you're like, "Ah, fuck you." Well, 2 houses just lost completely.
So you live by the Hudson?
No, I'm by.
That's literally Shit Creek, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm by the Great South Bay, the Atlantic Ocean. But basically, listen, I had fish in my living room. I could have fished in my living room, and
except for were those fish that close to your toxic nuclear
No, this is the South Shore. The North Shore is where that is.
Okay.
That's the Long Island Sound. This is when I lived on the Great South Bay, which is connected to the Atlantic Ocean. And basically, I mean, and lots of people lost their houses. But I have to say, the recovery of the area, it seemed like we were back to normal. I would say 6 to 8 months. What do you think about the Texas area? You think the recovery a year from now, people will still be suffering from this flood that you've had as of July 4th?
I think one thing Texas has that other people don't have is HEB, our local grocery store set up here. And I mean, I joke around about it a lot because it's, people in Texas, we know it's a superior store, but I mean, they helped out with Katrina. They helped out with the floods. Anytime there's a shooting, anything like HEB should run our state government. They were there before FEMA. They were there before anyone else. Like, I mean, it kind of drives the community a little bit.
They're kind of like the Home Depot of groceries, because Home Depot, even though their politics is atrocious, they use it as branding. They show up first so that people
the Habitat for Humanity and all that with Home Depot.
Right. Yeah, Home Depot. That it's branding for them. If they weren't making money on the backside, they wouldn't be doing it on the front side. But at least people are getting the help they need.
Yeah,
Slaptail says Sam is in Michigan. I saw him post for a show. You know what? I don't know how I'm so fucking out of touch with Sam Talent, but I guess I could get him on the morning show then, right? There's no excuse for him not to be on the morning show. If he's in Michigan, he's only an hour away, right?
He's one of my absolute favorite comedians out there today.
Really?
Yeah.
I am so devastated.
That's good to hear.
I thought it was me. That's why I sent you the dick pic.
I said one of. Come on.
No, I don't know. GD, you watched the Rev show on yesterday morning, right?
I did watch
made a big thing about you getting a very prestigious. I don't think it was an award. It was just I don't know. It wasn't an award. It was just a characterization.
It was. I did. I received. Oh, matter of fact, it's right here. I have it right here. Worst comedy special of all time.
It seems a little transparent to me.
Yeah, well, there we go. How's that? I was trying to make it so you could see the actual text on the.
But I think
it needed a black background.
The qualifications really.
Black background.
The qualifications, though, kind of signal it out as almost impossible to reach that mark because it has to be at least 90 minutes. And I don't know of personally. I don't know. I know you said Titus has 90-minute specials. I don't know of anybody else who has 90-minute comedy specials.
Well, I didn't set the bar. They did. It wasn't my rules. Right. I mean, to me, it's just an honor to be nominated.
So, yeah, but I hate to like piss on your nomination here, but if it's just you and Titus, winning that award is not really that significant.
Yeah, if that's all that's in the class, don't take long to take roll. And yeah,
I mean, so
I didn't even think about that, and now I think I do feel pissed on now.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I will do my best to keep pissing on everybody who comes on the program, even if they tell me to cease and desist on the piss.
Well, at least finally I get mentioned in the same breath as Christopher Titus.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would ever happen in my lifetime.
All right. I am still hopeful to get him on the program. John Pavaramo has had him on his program a number of times, and I know John doesn't have any fucking audience. Listen, I love John, but his podcast, his comedy shows are great. But his podcast, even though he has great guests, he does a great interview, he doesn't have an audience. So, I'm still hopeful that I'll get Christopher Titus. I don't know. Christopher Titus, when he was on John Palmer, all he did was like laugh at, like, does anybody watch this fucking thing? Nobody's. You have no fucking audience. And that he makes fun of it the whole time. So I will let him come on here and do the same thing and make fun of me the whole fucking time. Yeah. Look, you guys fucking stubbed a fucking cork in Bear's mouth for the last, or was it me?
I don't want to interrupt GD's stories of his mom.
I haven't
there
heard
was
about
no
it.
mom stories in there to interrupt. Thank you for not listening.
Did your mom ever lose a house to a flood?
Did who lose
my
a flood?
mom?
No, GD's mom. GD, did your mom ever lose a house to a flood? No, of course not.
No,
It doesn't flood in Maryland.
We lost our house to death.
Yeah.
Caused by flood. No, actually, a flood of cancer through my daddy's vein.
Yeah.
GD's. Hey, other people were sagging their pants. He's been wearing his pants in the flood. He's been ready for the flood. Do you remember that when people used to give you shit for having your legs hiked up?
The high water.
High water. That's what it was. See, I wanted to tell that joke the other day, but it was kind of totally date myself. So I was glad I got to tell that joke with you.
How old are you, Bear, if you don't mind me
I'm
asking?
only 42.
Only 42.
Yeah. LSD is the fountain of youth.
Yeah. To me, that seems young. 42 definitely seems young. Looking at it from where I am now, it definitely seems young.
I feel young. I feel like I feel experienced, and I still feel like I have a lot of opportunity ahead of me.
Well, somebody sees the potential of this stream.
Latanya C31 sees potential in our stream.
What?
As a matter of fact, that's good because I just saw cloud in my stream, so I was getting worried. But
what potential could I possibly have? There's no
it's in your
fucking
stream.
potential.
It's in your stream.
If you keep talking about pissing on people, you could be the R. Kelly of podcasting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so I don't think there's any potential here. I think you're overstating the case. I'm still showing Sam in Michigan. So yeah, it is what it is. But I was thinking about somebody said, I don't know if you guys seen. You probably haven't seen this. Every time I go on YouTube, the little pre-roll is, do you look young for your age? Have you never broken a bone in your life? You may be one of us. Click on the link to find out. And the people who are like thinking they are special, they call themselves light workers, but to qualify it, the qualification is you look young for your age and you've never broken a bone. Well, I've never really broken a bone other than, I guess I have, in a punch. I punched somebody and broke. This knuckle is a little askew for the last 40 years. But I was going to say I'm 99, so obviously I look young I guess I look kind of young for 99. I think I get past that.
My great-grandmother just turned 99. I actually do have a great-grandmother who just turned 99. Yeah. On July 3rd, just a couple days ago. She just turned, or no, July 2nd. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to do the math here.
Just turned 99.
You're 42, so your mother has to be, I would say, at least 60, right? Or
My mom died last year at 62.
62. So, and that was last year, so she'd be 63. So her mother would be
80.
like 80. So that's wow, and wow. So yeah, they bear children young in your family.
Yeah, and so she's so funny. She's like,
That's
next
why I
year,
call Bear Love.
next year she will be 100 years
it.
old. I call her the Queen Bee. She literally has so many people that's related to her.
Have you heard about these light workers, though? Do you know what they are? This idea of I've never broken a bone means I'm a light worker and I look young for my age. Those are the two qualifications to know if you might.
Oh, like a star seed?
I don't know.
Yeah. So star seeds and light workers are like there's the Pleiadians, there's the Syrians, there's the Vegans, there's the Arcturians. Those are what they call star seeds. And basically it goes back to the Atlantean Thoth Emerald tablets, where it's said in the tree of life that they came here and there was 12 different species that came to Earth. And it was after a planet near Mars blew up, is what the Thoth Emerald tablets said. And Bode's Law actually predicts this. And it's the theory of Maldek, the blown up planet. And Mars is actually a moon from a blown up planet. And that's what makes our asteroid belt, is a blown up planet. But that's the Thoth Emerald tablet. And so they say that there's these 12 different, everybody's a star seed, except for, some people believe that they were developed here on Earth. But otherwise, there's this theory that the Dogon tribe also believe that we came from different planets. And so a star seed, I do believe this. You're in LSD terms now here. So I do believe in star seeds. And I actually can kind of see like a blue hue around their aura. And I truly do believe that all of us on this episode are a starseed.
Wow.
Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson, we're all made from stardust because the atomic
according to Jody Mitchell, we are stardust, we are golden, we are a billion years carbon, and we got to get ourselves back to the garden.
Back to the garden.
According to Bear Love, we're made out of angel dust.
I think possibly. Now, Bill, you would. I know you're not a teacher anymore. You've moved on from the teaching world, but you would be thrown out of teaching if you tried to talk about this in history, in right, in like a traditional public school,
especially Texas history. Yeah.
So Bear, as much as I don't want to disrespect your belief system there, it is wacky. It is fucking.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, so I actually, have you smoked DMT before?
I want to. No, I really, really want. The problem is I look like a fucking narc, and here in New York, it's not. It's
come hang out in Colorado. It's legal here.
Yeah.
So, but either way, I don't believe in shit. Okay. Let me tell you this. I don't believe in shit. I don't believe because
I can prove to you shit exists. Give me 20 minutes.
I've been a part of the hippie community for a while, and I call it hippie voodoo. I don't believe anything these hippies are telling me. If they're like numerology this or blah, 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 I don't believe none of that stuff. Chakras. All right. And then I had a chakra experience, and I started believing it. And all right. So now one time, all right. So when I moved to San Diego, from Michigan, I was by myself, backpacking a tent and a Greyhound bus ticket. And I moved there. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have any money, and I figured out how to live there. And every time, like, if I was like partying with my friends and like maybe I had to run to my car to get a hoodie, and I look up, and I'm a Sagittarius, so they make you think of association with the archer. And so I always loved Orion in the sky because I thought it was like my zodiac sign is the archer. And to the bottom left foot of Orion is the
Lego
planet.
block. I saw that, and he steps on it. We're fucked.
There is a planet there that it looks, every time I'm on acid, it looks like it's a UFO, I swear, because it's blinking red, blue, green, red, blue, green. But scientists found out it's just made out of the most dense material in the known universe. That's why it burns so bright, the planet Cirrus. And basically,
shock rod.
so I am, every time I'm alone, like if I'm just grabbing a hoodie out of my car when I'm meeting my friends and they're all at the beach and I'm living the time of my life, and basically I look up and there's this star just to the bottom left of Orion's foot, and it's always like fools me that it's a UFO, and then I'm like, no, that's that fucking star. And then I have like a moment with a star, like three wise men, a star in the sky. I have been having a moment with this star my entire life. I was about to smoke DMT. It's after I just went and voted for Hillary in 2016. It was election day. I smoked DMT. Blue no matter who, even though Bernie got screwed.
That should be illegal. I'm sorry. You should not be allowed to do hallucinogens and then go in and vote.
No, I voted after.
Oh, okay.
Or
Yeah,
I smoked DMT after.
Oh, okay.
So I lived 45 minutes away from cell phone service. And basically, I was up there, and we all thought that Hillary had it stolen because she robbed Bernie, is what we thought. You know what I mean? So some people were doing write-ins because they didn't take it seriously, because they thought so much that the Uniparty had chosen her. And so I was actually told on DMT. So right before I smoked DMT, I told this girl who always talks about star seeds, and I kind of make fun of her the same way. And I'd go, she said she's Pleiadian. And basically right before we smoked, and she always said I was like Sirius energy from the planet Sirius, like Sirius radio. And she, right before I smoked DMT, she goes, look at that star. And I go, that star has been following me my whole life, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, ha, ha, ha. She laughs out loud, cackles at me. And she goes, of course, that's the planet Cirrus. And then I smoked DMT. I smoked a very powerful hallucinogen. And it was like, and I don't trust nothing. I don't trust total thermal tablets.
You trust DMT?
Yeah. I smoked it, but I went in there like a scientist wearing an astronaut suit. You know what I mean? I went in there to gather information. And other people talk to these beings, like Terrence McKenna calls them the machine elves. This is the first time they started talking to me, and this is what they said. They said, you are from the planet Cirrus, and you don't have to go out to cell phone service because Donald Trump won the election. They told me knowledge that I didn't believe in my own head. As a scientist, I was like, I didn't believe that. We believed that Hillary stole it. And so it told me, you don't have to drive out to cell phone service. Donald Trump is your president. And it said, you are from the planet Cirrus. And it said that Donald Trump was from the planet Cirrus, and so was Vladimir Putin. And they said that the last time those two brothers fought, that they blew up the planet Mars. And literally, that if they fight now, that they're going to blow up this planet. And I was told on a drug that I'm connected to them because I'm from the same planet. We have like a bumblebee thing, and like a hive mind. Hold on. I know you guys didn't like that part, but I think
I'm not liking it. I just had to ask: were you ever on Steven's show?
Beyond class? No. But I just want to amend my earlier statement. I don't want to fucking try DMT. Not ever.
Yeah. All right. So listen though, and I think all of us are from the planet Cirrus. I think all of us in this chat are actually from the planet Cirrus. So, I'm from my mother's pussy.
I'm from
C-section.
But you have a blue aura. But either way, so this is through a drug. As a scientist, they told me shit that Thoth Emerald tablets, that there was a blown up planet by Mars. Like, so I was told shit that Native Americans believe about the Pleiadian prophecies. And so basically I was told I'm from the planet Cirrus, and then I'm connected to these other fucks. And I was told that if I could learn to listen, oh God.
Yeah,
I was told that if I could learn to listen, that I'm connected to them, And I was told that Donald Trump would then listen to his wife and daughter, who supposedly have divine revelation. They can actually hear them. And that Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, if I can learn to listen, this is my drug, that then he would not blow up this planet like they blew up the planet Mars.
Wow.
And so I think it's very dangerous for us to get Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump to fight each other. And I think we all just need to come together. And this is ridiculous. These wars.
DMT in a brain if we don't know how long the effects last.
These wars are ridiculous. These wars are ridiculous. And that's all I know.
I feel like I had this conversation with a homeless person on 6th Street.
That's what I was going to say.
I was homeless on 6th Street in 2009. Was it me? I was hitchhiking to the Rainbow Gathering.
You tripped over Bear. That's what happened, Bill?
That's why
I just want to say, I hope if we ever do get universal health care, that psychiatric care is part of it, because clearly Bear is in need of some.
I have to live with that shit.
I too. I kid, but we're all fucking nuts. Let's face it, we're all. You guys would not be in comedy if you weren't.
But that was from a drug. I was told the presidential election outcome from a drug. That wasn't from my own hallucinogen. I believed Hillary had it stolen. And so as a scientist, that's nuts. And look into Bode's law about this blown up planet. That's what the Kuiper belt is. The asteroid belt is a blown up planet. It's all like, it's crazy. Look up Meldeck is what the Smithsonian calls the blown up planet. Meldeck.
This kind of thing. At some point,
they're busy running.
You brought up star seeds. You brought up star seeds.
I want to know what light. I did not bring up star seeds, by the way. I brought up light workers. You say they're one and the same. Okay, I'm educated on that. I did not, but I never heard the term star seed before. I have been in a cult.
It's just like horoscopes. Healers. No, it's just the oldest version of horoscopes. It's Native American.
I was in a cult. I worked for a cult. I was
no, but it's the Pleiadian and the light worker thing is literally horoscopes from the Native Americans. There was the Pleiadians, there's the Arcturians. The Arcturians are the.
We don't need to recap, please, for God's sakes. We don't need to recap.
Yeah.
Just Native American history and theology.
This is starting to remind me of a roller skating story that droned on.
Yeah. Bill, looking back in your recent history, do you have any remorse or regrets for saying I should have been on the program today?
I wasn't doing anything.
Oh yeah, but now you're certainly not doing anything.
So, Bill, how much closer are you to making flavors named after us? How much closer have you got? I mean, I know you had the problem with the bitters and Matt, but the rest of us, I mean, there's not the rest of us anymore. Well, first of all, you don't need to make a flavor for Steven anymore because he's gone. So you only need 2 flavors now, me and Matt. So how close are you to making those 2 flavors?
I don't know.
Me nowhere. I haven't even started. Haven't even given another thought since that conversation.
You don't want to talk about the fact that he hasn't broke a bone.
Well, I think I have because I don't know if it broke, but it definitely didn't heal right after I punched the guy. My knuckle was all, and it's on the
life at home right now.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna.
Is that your lab? Is that your laboratory where you experiment with new?
Yeah,
flavors?
part of it. My wife bought a bunch of Alani. I don't know. It's like this kind of a girly energy drink.
Girly energy drink.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean it has a lot of pheromones in it, or is just?
If I drink this stuff, I'll have a lot of girly energy. Like I'll be swishing around the house.
Zero testosterone. Probably.
Yeah.
I want to take the girly energy drink. No, I don't. Anyway, we are about to wrap this thing up. I appreciate you guys coming on the program today. Tomorrow we have 2 authors probably going to eat up the entire conversation on the day. One is about the philosophy, self-improvement, and the other guy's a pulp fiction guy. And then on Wednesday we will have the conservative publicist and Mark Darden, who is Ohio Buckeye Muscle. And I got to get out of here early on Wednesday because I have a early show at a senior center. So I got to end that. I got to end that exactly at 11 or even early. So anyway, appreciate you guys being here. Bill, good luck and stay dry, man. I'm glad to see that you're not affected by these, personally affected by these things. But I do care about Texas. I think we got to remember there when stuff like this. I think Bear is exactly right. People are too quick to
not consider the people who are really affected, losing family members and especially children. These people are devastated. So no jokes about that. I hate to be a fucking joke police, but no jokes about the flooding or the devastation that people are going there. And I'm glad to see that Bill is safe and dry. And I know I've asked you this before. The name of the soda shop in Round Rock is
Fizz Fusion, and it's Fusion with a Z.
Okay. So yeah, I appreciate you guys being on here today. Bear, you've been a trip, but I think you're a trip. Don't you know you're a trip?
Next time I'm going to send you guys all cookies that you're supposed to eat before we get into this conversation.
I won't eat it anyway. But
no, I don't.
If you're in the Texas area and you're at a Fizz Fusion, remember when you go in, ask for the flavor GD Fenderson. Ask for it by name. I think he calls it. Colored.
It'd just be chocolate fudge with like hair sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll get like licorice sticks to stick out of it.
Yeah, ask for the dreaded comedy, the dreaded Fenderson. Ask for that.
Yeah. Well, and if nothing else, Bear has talked me out of even wanting to try DMT now. So
all right.
Anyway, I'm going to tell people, don't forget to turn on your radio, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'll update you on my luck.
I thought you said that was my job now that Stephen was gone.
Oh, it could be your job. Now you want that job? Have it. Have at it.
I want it. Okay, but don't forget to turn on your radio.
Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me.